So here we are in the lecture room of the College of Psychic Studies, which gives us the space to show you a very simple aura cleanse using Anandolyte, which is a very high vibration stone, and this is the quickest way to clean the chakras and your aura that I have yet found. So Terry's going to demonstrate on our lovely Ben, who is usually behind the camera, but he's obviously come out for a little while. So you start at the back and you very slowly go up until your hand stops. And if your hand stops, it means that there is a place that needs extra cleansing, and you don't move, you don't force it. When you begin to move again, it's when the crystal wants to do that. It may take a few seconds, it may take a few minutes, but just let the crystal do it. As you can see for this exercise, it's much easier to have a friend help you, but you can do it yourself sitting on a chair and reaching behind you with the Andalite. We do it this way because chakras have fronts and backs and sides. They're like flat plates or trumpets going out from your spine, and it also does all the etheric bodies at the same time. And sometimes you may find that you're way out, and sometimes you may find that you're very close in, and that's because you'll be doing a different level of the aura and the etheric bodies. So it's just waiting until the crystal says, yes, I've cleared the third eye, the throat, and I've cleared out through the physical, etheric, and the emotional and the mental. That's about the level Terry's at the moment. Although the etheric bodies weave in and out, there isn't just one layer and then another layer on top of it. It's a very gentle interweaving of energies, which you can read all about in the Crystal Prescriptions 4, which is about the chakras and the various energy bodies. And we're now on the level of the higher heart and the heart. So this again is working on the emotional level and the effect that the emotions have on the body, the physical body, the psychosomatic level. And you really don't need to have done this before to very quickly become sensitive to how the crystal works. It always amuses me in workshops when people say, oh, I can't do that, I've never done anything like that. And then they're the ones who say, my hand won't move, I can't move my hand, what's going on? And you say, well, you're doing it exactly right. So coming down to the feet now, down to touch the ground. And then just checking out knees. And the knee chakras are one of the places that very few people think about, but actually they're what supports us in incarnation. They're like cups that hold us, and if there's any problems in our knee chakras, then we can't stand well grounded, can't feel supported. So they're an important place, but we'll be looking at the knee chakras when we do grounding. Terry's probably now was about at the causal vortex chakra. And now she's at the back of the heart again. Just checking that it's clear. Because as one layer peels away, another layer will also remove itself or begin to show itself, because sometimes one level covers up another. So as you strip away the layers, the aura becomes much lighter, the chakras become balanced. And then because we've got a side-to-side part to both the aura and the chakras, we do side-to-side as well. And this is way out at the level of the spiritual, possibly the karmic or the ancestral. But you can read up on all of those in the appropriate crystal prescriptions. And then you just keep going very quietly, very patiently. Don't get impatient with yourself or with the crystal or with the person that you're working on, because that's very counterproductive, as you can imagine. You just do it with a completely open mind, just allowing the crystal to do its thing. And because this is an Andalite, it can open up the crystal chakras above the head, the soul star and the stellar gateway, and you can feel yourself lifted up to a higher vibration. And then you just come down to the ground, and that anchors it. You done any sports injuries or things like that, Ben?
I've got an injury on my back, which I think someone thought it was a sports injury. I think it was from my days behind the bar years ago.
Pulling pints.
Yeah, which I just had some acupuncture for. That's what the
Yeah,
acupuncture
that it can leave an imprint which the Anandolite will pick up. And why I use the Nun Delight for this exercise is it's pretty much self-cleaning, although I would always clean a crystal with petal tone clear to light. And also, where it takes out something, whatever it is, a hook, an imprint, anything toxic from the aura or the chakras, it puts light in to hold the space so that healing can take place. And healing in this context, as in every other one, means bringing back into balance. It doesn't imply a cure. And then it's just anchoring it all back to the earth. Because the debrief after that was so insightful into why we get aches and pains, Terri and Ben are just going to run through what they said, because I think you'll find it throws light on any aches and pains you may have.
So I asked Ben afterwards, he'd said that he'd had no sports injury, but I asked him if they had a problem with his shoulder, because as I was working, even as I was coming up the side, I kept getting the word shoulder, before I'd even got there. And Ben revealed that that was where the injury was, because I didn't actually hear as I was working what you were saying to Judy. So when I was about 18 or 19, I
did a lot of bar work, was very fast behind the bar, and did pull or have developed a muscular pain around that time in my sort of right on my shoulder blade, and it was sort of a mixture of an emotional and physical issue. I think it was a difficult time with a lot of anger and emotion around the injury, but it's always been there for about almost 20 years now, although I've done a lot of work and it's the pain's a lot less than it used to be.
I think I'd like to hold that one as well.
Sure.
Talking.
But I'm fascinated and very interesting that was where the crystal told you to move to.
Absolutely, yeah. And did you feel anything as we were working in that area?
Overall, I felt lighter. I felt myself calming, and cleansed is a good word. Cleansed and lighter. I felt my general energy field has become fresher and calmer.
As I think, as Judy was saying, as she was working, it felt that it was clearing a layer. But if you think now that it's actually in clearing those layers, it wasn't appropriate to go to the layer of the injury to do that. But what it actually does, it's in clearing those layers, it feels like it's opened up that, it's opened you up to that, because it's enabled you to talk about it, to look at it, and to realise that there is possibly an emotional connection with that injury. So now you can, whereas you weren't sure whether there was anything before, you thought it was maybe just physical, but in talking you established that you felt there was the emotion attached to it. So that's opened that up for you, and hopefully will enable you now to access it and be able to heal it.
Yeah. Wonderful, thank you.
Thanks for sharing your insights.
No, pleasure.
Well, thanks to Ben and Terri, we're now going to do some protection around you, which may actually help, but you can, if you want to, just put it under your t-shirt if it feels right, so that it's there while we do the next stage.